Today is September 5th, and before you know it, we're going to be at September 15th, 10 days from now. Now, if that date doesn't mean anything to you, you probably don't have an S Corp or a partnership. S corporations and partnerships are originally due in March 15th. If you put in 6-month extension, the extended due date is September 15th. So there's a lot of people out there who don't have their records ready in time in order to get into the March 15th filing deadline, which is pretty early in the year anyway. There are a lot of things going on, so a lot of S corporations and partnerships go on extension just every year. However, what happens if you miss the September 15th deadline? You'll file your return whenever you do get around to it, and then you'll get a nice letter in the mail. You'll get a CP 162, or maybe a 162A, and that is a penalty letter saying, hey, you're late, you're going to owe us, depending on how long you waited. If there's partnerships, it scales with the number of partners involved, and those can add up to thousands of dollars sometimes. So what do you do after you get one of these penalties? A lot of people panic, but that is never the right answer when it comes to tax questions. So what you want to do is apply for what's called a first time abatement, assuming this is the first time. And basically, there is a policy within the Internal Revenue Manual, it's the IRM, it's under Section 20, where it describes all the penalties and all the penalty relief clauses that the IRS has. One of those is a first-time abatement penalty. So if your S Corp or partnership is late, and it's the first time it's late, whether it's the first year it exists or this is just the first time it's been late because of some circumstance, you get a one-time freebie. Now, you do have to explain this to the IRS. They're not going to give you the abatement without you bringing up the defense in the first place. So you get this letter, you reply back to them, you can try calling them on the phone. Mixed results with that because you have to actually get through to somebody and they have to actually be trained in how to do these things. Some agents are not. What we do in our office is we'll write a letter and we'll cite the correct language and we'll say, hey, it's the first time, we're so sorry, we won't do it again. And then in 6 weeks or so, you get a letter back saying, okay, penalty is now 0. So that is what to do if you miss the September 15th deadline for S corporations and partnerships. Now, ideally, this will never happen because you'll have your books up to date and you'll be ready to go as soon as all the forms are filed in January for payroll and everything, and then in February you could theoretically file. So that is what the IRS wants you to do, but we know that real life comes into a conflict sometimes, and sometimes you need extra time. Especially if you have a partnership that has subsidiary partnerships and you're waiting on K-1s from those other guys in order to complete your tax return. That happens a distressing amount of the time. If that's the case, you do your best as timely as you can, and you want to get things in no later than September 15th. All right. If you need help with one of those letters, just DM me and we can talk about the situation.